since we last had a Nuffle Shuffle show. My apologies, I have been so busy, and it's just been one of those things. But I am going to make it up for you today because I've got an absolute massive guest. He's a big player. Now this guy, I wouldn't say dominated, but he's one of the better players on the Xbox. He's come over to the PS4 and he's probably dominated the PS4. He made the semi-finals in his first attempt on the PS4. He's in the quarter-finals with his Underworld this season as well. It is absolutely really good to have you on this show because I've had you on the Xbox show. Welcome, Mutt. Now then, buddy, it's a bit odd seeing you on the PS4. How are you feeling,
Yeah,
buddy?
yeah. I'm doing all right.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, you had a bit of bad luck on the Xbox, a bit like myself. Um,
Yeah,
Although to be fair,
yeah.
mine was slightly more self-inflicted. I misclicked in overtime, so I suppose that's my own fault. But you had a bit of a nuffling. I've been there twice with a Necro, especially against Trippers. So I know how it feels. It is frustrating because 6 weeks and
Yes.
then that happens. And to be fair though, to beat a guy like you though, you've got to have You're one of those guys who has to roll bad dice to lose. I mean, you got a bit of a nuffling against Rambo as well, didn't you? The Nagel when he just ripped your case dwarfs apart with his kill team.
Yeah, yeah. His team just ripped my apart. I still think I could have won that game though. I just mispositioned my hobgoblin after I wizarded him. I
Hmm.
was one square too far to the left. I should have been one square to the right, and he wouldn't have been able to get me. Uh,
Wow, just fine margins, isn't it? Fine margins.
yeah, yeah. Well, when your team's getting decimated like that, you just make one slight little positioning
Oh
error when
yeah,
you're down that many men.
yeah,
It's it spells the end for you.
yeah. I know that. I know that well. And that's the thing though when you play like these teams like the dwarfs and the troughs, and it's like they're so slow. So if you make an error or
Yeah,
something like that, you're in dire straits. It's all right if you get all the claw and stuff like that, then it's fine. But if you don't, then well, it's a bit of trouble. But yeah, so let's get on with the show. We'll go with our pole position, and that is. I'll tell you what we've got. We've got this clan going about. You've probably seen it, Mutt. This UC clan. Now, the UC
yeah,
clan has a lot of the elite players on the PS4. So you've got your Armedia player, you've got TGV Major, Official 999, Flynn
yeah.
Sorrow, two-time champion Azawin. I can go on and go on and go on. And it looks like they've decided to have some sort of chat between themselves and think, you know what, we're going to try and dominate the first page. And at the moment, they are. And it's pretty impressive. But I think we need to get a clan together or something. I feel like I've got to be like Batman or something. Go around getting a clan together or something to stop these evil, as I call them, the UC mafia. Um,
It's like the
you know,
Legion of Doom.
yeah, I'm gonna have to get. I don't know what I could call the team though. I'd have to come up with a really good name, like the League of Gentlemen or something like that. Because someone's got to stop these UC. I know that. I know I've got one guy who certainly wants to trash him if he ever comes back to the PS4. So it's good. I like it, and I know the
Yeah.
LVM's been having a bit of clash with him, and it's all good fun. And I think it's just another good thing about the PS4. But let's have a look at this team then. Our media play he plays Undead extremely well. Won 19, drawn 4, lost 2. So I'm just going to get his team up, and we will
Right.
see. I was actually quite surprised he got knocked out, and that was no disrespect to the Amazon player Canary, but and iMedia's got to a final before, um, where he famously fireballed his own player. It was an amazing game. He played Gimlick, and my head was just gone. My head was gone. I was announced to the game. I was just like, what's going on? It was crazy. But he's a very good player. He's obviously still doesn't know how to spell my name, but respect for giving me data player. I quite like data player on my zombie. I'm always a zombie for some bizarre reason. I know I'm not obviously that clever, but yeah, I quite like to be the data player. But they always put me with calcium cast. I don't know what the joke is there. Um,
I don't
I
get it.
don't I don't get
The
it. I don't
joke, yeah.
I don't. um, but it's a good team. It's stand firm, break tackle on his mummies. Mighty blow. piling on whites. What do you think of his
The
team? I mean,
guard
obviously,
ghouls.
yeah. What do you think of his team? Do you like it? Anything good or bad about it?
I like it. It's not a bad team. Yeah, I mean, it's good. It's evenly developed. It's not too much on the ghouls or too much on the whites or too much on the mummies or anything. It's pretty well spread out. It looks like.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I suppose the thing is lacking is block on the mummies. If you get block on the mummies, that's fantastic.
Yeah,
I mean, that's really what is really letting him down at the moment. He's got 12 players, so that's okay. Um, I don't know. I mean, the only thing it's really lacking is a postman. I think if he had a postman in the team, he may just win something. But
that's right. He needs to get that fourth ghoul and name him the postman.
he does, he does, he does. I mean, Matt Longbeard just won me a game. A Longbeard, call the postman. Fantastic. I love the name. But yeah, I like this team. I mean, three team rolls. I can't really. I mean, he's a great coach. I'm a big fan of his. I was like I said, I was a bit surprised he went out as early as he did, but hey, that happens to us all.
Yeah.
But he's just been getting it done as he always does. Um, and I think last season don't know if he even lost a game last season. So it doesn't surprise me. He's got a really good record. He plays undead a lot, and he plays them very very well. Um, it's a team. I don't know about you, but when I play undead, I have a very good record with them, but I just don't feel comfortable playing them. I mean, have you ever had a good go with the undead, or is it a team you just don't bother with?
Uh, yeah, I've only ever played a handful of games with
Mm.
them.
Yeah,
They're just not enough speed for me usually.
yeah. I just I don't know. I like the mummies. I mean, they're good, mighty below. I mean, unfortunately, they need a double to
Yeah.
block. Um, but two strength five pieces. But I think if you get them one or two of them off the pitch, then they become a very ordinary side, and I think that's what I don't like. And with a lot of claw running about, and then like you said, the ghouls are all right, but they're only armor 7, don't come with regen, so they could get broken quite
Yeah.
easy.
It's always scary there.
Yeah, I mean, it's obviously a very competent team, undead, but I always seem to go for necro out the two because I like the golems and they can get a block on a normal roll and they've got stand firm, and then you got two potential might blow palm killers if you roll doubles. Even if you just roll
Yeah.
one double, and they can get chainy as well. That's always good. But yeah, he's done pretty well. So yeah, good luck to him. So I know we'll probably ask you a few of these questions on the Xbox, but obviously this is the Nuffle Shuffle show. So for the people who
Yeah.
obviously for the PC, PS4, beg your pardon. What made you play Blood Bowl, and how long have you been playing it for?
Well, I was looking up another game when I first found Blood Bowl because I didn't even know it existed.
Hmm.
Uh, and I saw it and it said Blood Bowl, and I'm like, well, this looks interesting. Well, Blood Bowl 2, and I said, this looks interesting.
Yeah.
So I clicked on it, and it showed me I watched some trailers and started reading more and more into it. And I was like, I might like this. So I bought
Hmm.
it.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
'cause I've always been a fan of strategy games and things like that. And
Yeah, I mean,
yeah,
I always thought the way I looked at it is because it's American football. Surely loads of Americans would love to play the game because it's American football, but you can fight it and you can kill stuff and stuff, and you know. But I
yeah,
might get in trouble here. But to me, the Americans are nowhere near as good as the Europeans at Blood Bowl. Most of the PS4 players who dominate the PS4 are European, and especially
yeah.
Spain. Spain. I mean, I didn't even know if Spain was that big on Blood Bowl, but sorry, well, big on American football. So it just surprised me a bit because obviously American football that's the Americans' biggest sport, isn't it? It's fair to say. Um, and I don't know. I just thought there'd be a lot more people play it. And when I first came on to the Blood Bowl circuit, I just thought it'd be dominated by Americans. I honestly did. I just did. And like yourself, you're a
Yeah.
very good player, and there is good players, but there's not as many as I thought, if that makes sense. And like I said, the Spaniards and the French very good on the PS4, very very good. And and obviously America, England, or United Kingdom, shall we say, is massive following American football. We love American football. Um, but I don't. Do you agree with that, or do you think the Americans rule?
No, I do agree with you.
Mm,
By far on the PS4, I don't know how many American coaches there are. Um, the Xbox, some of the better ones on the ladder are American.
mm,
Uh, like me, Hunter, uh, Tomatis,
yeah,
Gnome Slayer's American.
yeah, yeah,
Um,
yeah. But
but
I mean,
I think it's a fairly even mix on the Xbox between the
yeah,
nationalities
I,
on the
I,
top of the ladder.
I thought the best players in on the Xbox were actually from England, because obviously Callum Cass plays on there. So surely the English are the best. So I don't I can't I can't really see how he can say the Americans are better when he obviously plays and he flies my flag, so that's always good. We've got GMK Forever in here saying as an American I can agree that they like more live action football, where me I enjoy this version of football more. Yeah, well I do, to be fair, but I love American football. Um, but yeah, I mean, like I said, Hunter's. But the thing with Hunter is he always gets all the roles, doesn't he? So can we really include him
Yeah,
as one of the
yeah.
best? Can we really? Seriously? I mean, if I got all the roles, I think I'd be pretty good. But
Well,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. But I mean, you're flying the flag for the good old Americans, and that you're doing obviously very well on the PS4. Um, and you're one of those guys. You think sooner or later the dice are not gonna stop you, and you will eventually win one. Um, but obviously
I'm
having
hoping.
two bites of the cherry is always good. Um,
Yeah.
so it'll be interesting. I mean, obviously it'll be. I'll tell you what will be interesting. I'm not going to go too much on the Xbox, but obviously I remember Carlton Cass saying that obviously the Xbox isn't a big deal. So if he wins it, I don't know if we can class him as a champion, because apparently you got to win it on the PS4. So we're all right, mate. We're selling the PS4, so that one counts apparently. So if we can win the PS4, we're actually better than the Xbox. So hey ho. We'll go
Yeah.
on.
So apparently, from what he says, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, and you know what? Since we're out the Xbox now and we're actually in the PS4 playoffs, I agree with him. Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. We just didn't want to win the Xbox one. We'll let somebody else win that. We'll try and win this one. Have you got your game sorted yet? I just before I came on air, I had Nintendo say it could play Monday or Wednesday after 8 for my game.
Uh,
But
I
are
was the
you?
one sent me a message today,
He did.
and I just now noticed it. Yeah, when I got on the PS4, so I replied to him,
Yeah,
and we'll probably get it sorted out tomorrow. Figure out when we're going to play it,
yeah, yeah.
because I imagine he's probably in bed now or close to it.
Who you were against again? Who was it?
As one,
Lazarine.
yeah,
He
yeah. It's
he's
it's going to be a
oh man.
good one.
Uh, oh, yeah, it's gonna be amazing. And the great thing is as well is obviously you're actually an Underworld coach, so you're showing, hey, look, you can get this far with legendary teams. You've got your killer back.
Yes, you can.
You got your killer back as well this round as well. What you'll need. I can't
Yeah.
wait. I'm all for the Underworld. Obviously I'm doing it on the Xbox Underworld at the moment. For some bizarre reason, I'm doing okay. Um, but
They're a
yeah,
lot of fun.
I do love them, and that's the reason I played them. But it's good to see, at least one of the legendary teams is flying the, is getting there. So all good. I mean, what is your favourite race out of all of them? And which
Skaven.
Skaven? And which race
Yeah.
can you? Yeah. Well, I know that, but they might not know that. Which race can you not play for the love of money? Which one can you just not play? Which race do you struggle with?
Uh, it was high elves. I just couldn't play them.
Hmm.
But then I played like 3 games with Keslev, and that is the team I cannot play as. That is just I cannot get my mind around how you're supposed to play that team.
Just jumping
It
in
just
there and praying.
yeah, it just doesn't. I because I don't see like what I should do based on leaping all the time. I'm trying
Yeah.
to play conventional, and I don't think that's how that's what team's supposed to work.
Yeah, but then you see Rambo's Kislev team, and you just want to play Kislev, and then you just get pitch cleared, and you're like, oh well, that was fun.
Yeah,
Because they seem
yeah,
to
I gave it a shot for
break.
a couple games.
They seem to break a lot, and they're armor eight, most of them.
Oh
So
yeah.
it's not like, but they seem to. It just seems, oh, your kid's left, so you always lose players, you know. And this is from hits, not from leaping all over the place. But yeah, I must admit I do like Kislev. I think they're a fun team, and if you get them high TV, then obviously they are very, very good. Um, let's have a look. Which team do you struggle to play against?
Uh, well, when I'm using Skaven,
Hmm.
usually the teams I actually do struggle to play against, I've had some trouble with like Nurgle,
Yeah.
uh, especially if the coach playing Nurgle knows how to position well.
Hmm.
It's because that's so much strength, and then with the disturbing presence, and
Yeah.
it makes some of the Skaven shenanigans a lot harder to pull off because you can't
Yeah.
just get the ball loose, run in there, and throw it out of there. It's easy.
Yeah, I mean that's it, isn't it? I mean the thing is, if they not, but the thing is on the flip side, if he's not very good at positioning, then you'll find gaps and you'll get it done.
Oh
But
yeah,
yeah,
yeah. I'm gonna win 5-0.
yeah, like you usually do, because you see every time I
Yeah,
play,
it
every
happens
time I
sometimes.
play you, every time I play you get all the rolls, but apparently when you don't play me, you always get bad luck. So I feel a bit cheated, to be fair. Um, may I ask you something about Kislev, Bernie? Of course you can, buddy. Because I played them as a Persuader Bash team and did very well, but your video said they are like chocolate. Let's have a look. I'll just have to go to my
I'm,
PC.
I'm assuming I'm assuming he's going to say like an agility team.
They're like a running elf team, so I'm playing Kislev wrong. Well, of course you're playing Kislev wrong. You've got to listen to what I say. I know what I'm talking about. Yeah, I don't think they're a bash team. I think they're more like a hit and run elf team. Try and get the ball loose because you can't.
Skavenish.
Yeah, yeah, just what Mutt says. I mean, basically, you've just got to get the ball loose. Keep at least one player in scoring position. Try and get the ball loose. So, like like the Wood Elves do and the Skaven do. Hence, why I probably said about the elves. Um, because if you go into a full scrap, you're gonna end up getting banged on, and you might not get banged on early, but the higher TV you go, if you try and fight with things like Nurgle, Chaos, Chorfs,
Orcs.
Dwarfs, Orcs, with loads of guard, loads of mighty blow, your team's gonna get absolutely smashed. So it's good to have like one killer or two at the push, but your build should be to get the ball loose. That is how you play it. That's how the current Xbox champion plays his Kislev. He's got some nice stats, what always help, but he just goes and gets the ball loose, and that's basically how he does it, and that's the way he should. By all means, people will play it different, and you may get some luck, or you may do well with Bash, but I don't think they're built to Bash. I really don't. I mean the blitzers, they've got the really nice skills to get them set up for like tying things up, with because they've got diving tackle. You can give them side step, blodge, side step, something like that on a couple of them. You could make one into a mighty blow pile on killer because I think if I remember correctly off the top of my head, the blitzers can have strength, agility, and general access. So that's bloody good.
I do know it's strength in general. I
Mm.
don't think they get agility though. They
I
might
don't,
though.
I don't know
I
now
can't
off the top
remember.
of my head. I'm gonna go have a look. We'll find out for you. He'll probably tell me before I even get there. Um, Barely in the Jets. Let's have a look. Here we go. Yes, general agility and strength they get. It's only passive they don't get. So yes, so yeah, so you can basically do what you want with them, and that's the good thing about Kislev is they're quite expensive, base price, but it's very rare you're going to need to pay for a double because they've got access to three of them already. Um,
Yeah.
and
Yeah, and you
yeah,
wouldn't need anything in the
welcome,
passing. So
welcome beers. My chaos is still in beers. We're into the quarterfinals, buddy. Um, so yeah, I mean, like I said, the best way to learn is to obviously watch the videos like man, plug, and then obviously just play them. But yeah, I think they're more elfy, and you've got to try and get the ball loose, and that's the great thing about Kislev is every turn is a turn you can try and get the ball loose, even if it's kamikaze just jumping in and trying to get the there's various things you can do. I know a lot of people won't leap into a cage to 10, 6, 7, or 8 because if they get the ball loose, it's very hard for the other team to pick the ball up and score. So especially if it's against a team like Dwarfs or Khemri or someone with a low agility, some people will wait till 10, 7, 10, 8 to try and attack them. Um, so yeah, I mean, like I said, play them how you like them. But if you go down the route where you're just gonna bash with Kislev, I personally don't think they'll last long, unless you're only fighting against elves and stuff like that. But then they should have more sense just to dodge away from you. So yeah, I stand by what I said in my video. I do think you've got to play them like elves. And like I say, armor rate's not bad, but it's not great. And armor 7 for your runners, so you've got to be careful with them, extremely careful. So there we go. So, but you say you can't play Kislev. That's interesting. That's probably good for the rest of us, to be fair.
Yeah.
Because I think it'd be an absolute nightmare if you knew how to play them. So
I
yeah.
might eventually try to figure it out.
No, 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 you don't need to do that. No, no. um, what I mean, obviously, I don't know if you saw the mammoth 2 hour show we ended up bloody doing yesterday. Me and bloody Yoshi. That's the biggest record ever and I thought I could talk. So I'm gonna try and make sure I keep this not too long. We was basically talking. Obviously, the admins, we don't just play the games and we don't just ban people, although that's a lot of fun, apparently, with the ban hammer. We do various other things, and the admins are, I think it's fair to say, they're a bit concerned over a few things. They're a bit concerned of all the kill teams bopping about and the lack of diversity with a lot of the lesser races. So
Yeah.
they're trying to find a way to balance it. So obviously, I came up with the idea is keep the wildcards as they are, keep everything exactly the same. But how about if we take with prize money, if we took say some cash out of that, and then picked like 8 of the least played teams. Like say for instance, the example I made was the Legendary Cup. So the 8 new Legendary races, and whoever qualified top of that race with them would get €50 just for qualifying. They don't have to win anything. Obviously, they have to take that into the playoffs. They can't like be top, say Kislev, but then go with Chaos and then expect to still get the cash. So and I said, you know what, that may work because then obviously I always get the feeling, I don't know about you, but I get the feeling a lot of people go with these kill teams like the Chorfs and all this, because they think they're the best chance of getting all this cash. People like yourself like playing Underworld, but a lot of people won't because they think, you know what, there's less chance of me winning that big pile of cash. So we've already found out with the
Yeah.
we've already found out with the PC lot that they went absolutely bonkers when the PC guys decided to tell them which 8 spots were going to get the wildcards. So we didn't want to make that mistake, and I know the PS4 lot didn't like that idea either. So I was trying to think. I'm not saying it's perfect, but I just thought this was nice and simple, and obviously it gives you incentive to play these 8 races. So for instance, for yourself, next season, if you're Underworld, you're already €50 in. Happy days, and you've still got the chance of winning the thing. So it's like,
Yeah.
so you've still got the money for the lesser teams, but if you still win the championship or you use the runner up or even got to the semi final, you still got some cash. So I was trying to make it the best of both worlds without trying to discriminate too bad. Um, so that's basically what I was thinking. I mean, do you think that's a good idea, or do you think or do you have a better idea, or do you think there's a problem how it is now? Because I was quite happy for it to go as it is, but a lot of people don't seem to be happy about it, and I think Cyanide, they want a lot more of their other teams getting played, and they don't see that happening.
Well, yeah, I like the way it is now,
Mm.
personally, because
Yep.
it doesn't bother me. I mean, but yeah, I could see something similar to that. But I was thinking, take that prize money and
Yep.
basically if you qualify, you get like 20
Yeah, yeah,
uh, for all everybody.
yeah,
If you make it, you get 20, and then you just the winner gets like 250, and then second would get like 100 or whatever whatever the
yeah,
money
yeah.
differentiate would down for the top four.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I looked at that as well, and I'm not the only admin who's looked at like trying to spread the prize pool around a bit. The issue we've got because we haven't spoke to Nethys, we haven't spoke to obviously Cyanide about it yet. We don't know if it's like they'd be like, well, you know what, the big draw of the cup is the big prize pool, so you're like, wow, you win all this money if you win it. So if
Yeah,
it gets diluted, they might think, you know what, it might not draw as many people. But it's like the way I look at it is, look, you can't have it best of both ways. Do you want the big prize pool, or do you want to try and get variety with a lot of the other teams? I mean, I think a lot of the more experienced players, like myself and you, we know how to handle against case teams. But people who are like mid-level or lower, they have these nice teams running to case teams, start basing them up, or they start trying to bash with Kislev on chaos, and they just
yeah,
get murdered, and then they
yeah.
just
You
go
can't do
away,
that.
and they just don't want to play again. And I think that's what Cyanide are more concerned over. And Bash is fun, but it's not fun when we had. I mean, it's not as bad now, but on the leaderboard there was like 6, 7 Dwarf teams in the top 13. It's like, what the hell is going on? And I don't know about you, but I get bored playing the same race all over and over. Oh, look, I've got a brand new team. Guess what? Oh, 1480 Claw Pom Chaos Dwarfs. Lovely. Or Chaos or whatever, because that's what I've been running into. Um,
Yeah,
so, it's. I can see why people are concerned. Obviously I always throw out that we've only ever had one kill team win the thing, and that was on the Xbox last season. So they obviously not dominating in the playoffs, but again, like I said to you, the better players know how to handle chaos and Nurgle and other kill teams. But I don't think it's aimed at the experienced players because they know how it's done. But it's the ones just below that and a bit lower what we may lose because of bad experiences with these kill teams. And
yeah.
there's a lot of other fun teams what are there to be played, but people won't. And it's like, well, you know what? I'm sure if there's €50 on the table for top halfling or top goblin, then surely people will play them. Surely people want free cash. Surely, I mean, how many times do we
Well, yeah.
see? I was talking to little Yoshi about some as we said, funnily, some of the mechs on the Xbox. Drick, never saw him when there was no money involved. As soon as the money's here, Drick's back. Captain Gargo's back.
Uh,
So the cash,
I
is a big deal in
I
my
played
opinion.
against Strick early
Mm,
in my Xbox when I
yeah,
got it. He played a lot of the open ladder when the game first came out
did
on
he?
mobile or in the Xbox. Yeah, he one of my first matches I played on the open ladder when I was just starting to learn the game. He promptly spanked the crap out of me. It was like I got beat like 5-0. It was just bad.
But that's how you learn. But the thing is, just
Yes, I learned a lot from that game.
the thing is, if that was a kill team though, and he just absolutely annihilated his team, you'd be like, maybe this isn't for me, or I don't want to
Yeah,
play this game, and I think that's their main worry. And obviously, I'm sure there's some sort of cash incentive as well for Cyanide, because like, oh well, if people play these legendary teams, or like your Underworld, they'll say, oh well, that team's real good, I'm gonna go and buy it. They make money, everyone's happy. So I can see that point of
yeah,
view as well. I'm happy how it is, and I've said that, but I understand if they want to change it, how can we change it without upsetting the community? And that's the reason why I thought I was trying to tick every box so I didn't upset anybody and tried to get what they wanted. And I just thought that to me was a better, a decent idea. And Dud seemed to like it. So hey, the kingpin himself, Dud, the admin, so the Godfather, he thought it was all right, and a few of the PC admins liked it. So you never know. I mean, we just basically throwing ideas about, but as we do. But obviously, it'd be up to Cyanide if they would want to go down that route. I think that the stumbling block would be the cash, because
yeah,
we're still waiting. If they say no, it's staying as it is. Then we're struggling. I mean, the only other option, one of the other options I was talking about was like a res tournament. Now I ain't got a problem with res tournaments. I sort of like them more now I start thinking about it. The issue I've got though is I do not want to be grinding for 6 weeks with a team to get to where I need to get to, and then that team's no good, and then I get a team worth about 1,300. It's like, what's the point? So you're going to see
Yeah.
people, they'll do enough to qualify, and then that'll be it. They won't play them. So it'll be like a ghost town. I just want to say hi to Robin DeZone. I don't know if I said that or not. So hi, Rob. So that's the issue with that. And res tournaments work really well, but that's on tabletop. This ladder is a completely different kettle of fish because you don't play 30, 40 games on over a weekend on the tabletop. It just doesn't.
Yeah.
Like I said, I basically said, look, if it's not broke, why fix it? But if they do want to change it or they're looking to change it, then I just thought my idea was a simple, easy sort of thing, and we'll have to see where they go. But there could be changes for season 12. God, please, season 12. So we will see. Obviously, good old beers. Oh yeah, of course you agree with me, beers. Nice, I love you, beers. You're awesome. I like beers. Mutt likes beers because he likes beers. And
Yeah.
beers,
Yes, I do.
Beers is a Canadian out of beers. You're not an American. Got himself out of that. What is it between the Americans and the Canadians? They don't seem to like each other very much. What is it, Mutt? Because it reminds me a bit like the English and the Scottish. Obviously in the UK, but I think we have this good banter, but the Canadians seem to not like the Americans very much. Why is that, Mutt? Come on, tell me. You must know.
That's probably because most of us Americans are pretty arrogant assholes,
Fair enough.
to be honest. Yeah.
That's why the English and the Americans get on so well. We're all bloody arrogant.
Yeah.
It's like we'll go to like France or Spain or something, and it's like, do you speak English? Well, you're in my country. Yeah, no, but we're English. You're supposed to learn our.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
don't learn
That's how
your
we are.
language. We don't learn. We're English. I tell you the best thing I ever the best thing I ever heard was in this chat. A friend of mine told me, and there was an argument between an American and an Englishman about the English language, and the American was saying, "We made the English language, we created it," and the Englishman's like, "Seriously, dude? There's a clue in the language, English language? No, 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 the Americans created. No, no, seriously, mate, no, it's English language," and he was on this for ages. Because at first I thought I was just winding him up, but he genuinely was like, you English, you all think you know it all and all this. We're Americans and we created that language. And it's like, no, it's if the Americans created that language, you'd be called American, but it's not. It's English.
Yeah.
You put a
It's
spin on it
English.
for
Yeah.
yourselves. But we created the English language.
Yeah.
Just you can't create everything, mate. You can't. And I love it. But yeah, us English, we're just as arrogant as the Americans. Although I blame the Southerners, the southern part of England, the Northerners, the tough up north ones. We're very humble. We're just grumpy. Um, Americans are stupid. I mean, did you see some of the BS on TV? I don't. I mean, to be fair, the Americans got a very nice president, Donald Trump. Very lovely guy. Says what he's. The thing is, though, I love him. I think he's great. I mean, I'm glad he's not my president, obviously, but I think it's so funny the way he goes on about building these walls. I've got to build this wall, and guess what? The Mexicans are paying it. I mean, oh my god. I mean, he's just great reality TV, isn't he? And he's been in the wrestling ring as well, hasn't he?
Yeah.
What a guy. But I don't know. I just think it's funny. I just think it's funny. Yeah, his hair is sick. Yeah, absolutely. I love his hairstyle. And obviously his missus is with him for his charisma, maybe not his money. I don't know. Um, but yeah, he's amazing, and he's having a lovely conversation with the North Koreans as well. That's going quite well, and I
Oh yeah.
I love it because without getting too political, he's on about obviously you can't build nuclear weapons. You can't have a madman with dangerous weapons, and nuclear weapons should never be used. And I'm like, who's got the most nuclear weapons in the world? That's the Americans. Who's the only country what's actually used nuclear weapons on another country? That'd be the Americans. But it's everybody else is the crazy. Everyone else is the bad
Yeah.
people, and it's like no one else has ever used one. But hey, that's another story. But I do love Donald Trump. I think he's really really funny, and he's an awesome Underwell Goblin on my team, and I will cry when he dies. So yeah, good old the Americans there. So completely off the ball there for one moment. We'll switch back onto it. Um, so yeah, that's basically what we're looking at for season 12. We're you know, it may be changed. We will see. But obviously, I think what the PC guys have learned is to get the community involved, because I think that was the major stumbling block in that they just rolled it out, and you know the community was like, "Don't we get a
Yeah.
say in this?" I mean, at least with the PS4 lot, we talked to not everyone, but we talked to quite a few of the PS4 lot, and there was like, "No, this is a bad idea." We thought it was a bad idea, so we didn't go ahead with it. And the Xbox obviously wanted to go with the 2 minute turns. What seems to have done really well, by the sounds of it. I mean,
I like it.
you love your 2 minutes, don't you? You love your 2 minute turns. I love the 2 minute
Yes.
turns as well.
Yes.
So
I
did
think
they?
it really helps separate the better coaches in the ladder.
Yeah, I mean, I mean, the thing is, what people got to remember, and people disagree with me again. Big surprise there. Is it's supposed to be the champions ladder. It's supposed to be the elite of the elite plus Triporus. Um, and if you can't play in 2 minutes, then you have some problems. Maybe if you're that good, you should be able to do it in 2 minutes, or you should be able to.
Yes.
And you get your 3 minutes for your playoffs. So it's like, there you go. See, we stopped talking about Donald Trump and we lost 3 viewers. We should go back to Donald Trump. But I think 2 minutes is better, and people, it's like sometimes it'll be like 2 o'clock, and I'm like, oh, can I get a game in before I pick my son up? Oh, there we go. Where is my? Oh, there we go. We had some gremlins. Gremlins. I tell you what, on the PS4, right, it keeps kicking me out my network ever so often. I don't know why. I really don't know why. Obviously, the PS4's upset. I'm not talking about Donald Trump anymore. Mutt's back with us.
There we go.
I don't know what
Yeah.
happened there. I tell you, my PS4's
Yeah.
upset
Did
with
I
you.
drop or you drop?
I think it was me. I think it was me who dropped.
Okay.
I think I fumbled the ball that time. I was just saying, I think it was because obviously we stopped talking about Donald Trump. The PS4 was like, screw you, Bernie. That's it. I'm off as well. I can't remember what we was talking about now. That's the great thing about it. We was on about 2 minutes and
Well,
all that, wasn't we?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and the
Um,
changes.
yeah. Yeah. I just think the Xbox has done really well with the 2 minutes, and I think it's the way to go. It really is. You still get 3 minutes in the playoffs, and I think when you play 2 minutes a lot, when you do get to the playoffs, it's a lot better, because then you feel like you've got a lot of time, don't you? Because you're used to going at 2 minutes, and then this extra minute, it's just amazing. And like you
Yes,
said, I think if you're that good of a coach, you should be able to play in 2 minutes. You should be able to play in two
you
minutes. You
should.
should you should already
Yeah, you
know.
should.
You
Yeah,
should
you should
already,
have a good idea what you're doing
yeah.
before your turn even happens.
Well, that's it, innit? You should be sorting out what you're going to do next turn when it's his turn. So, if you're not doing that, then you obviously I don't know, just basically making it more awkward for yourself. Um, yeah, it's tons of time minus when you're in a real jam. Yeah, dorks tonight. Yeah, play them, beers. Get playing them. Um, so yeah, I think 2 minutes is good. Um, God, what was I going to say now? That Blade Network's complete throwing me out. I had this really cool thing to say. It was so cool, I can't actually remember what I was going to say now. Um, let's have a look. Let's have a look at the playoffs. I almost forgotten the Xbox until
Okay.
Yoshi told me. So let's have a look at the Champions Cup. We are down to the last 8. Yes, the
Yes.
nitty gritty. Now then, this is. I knew you'd. Tell you what, looking at this has just reminded me what I was going to talk to you about. We have a game playing soon between Last Try and Dead. And Gimlick's from Sweden, so he's European.
Yeah.
And Demented Bloody Elves, who I do believe is American, but it can't be.
Oh, Demented's American too?
Or is it Canadian? It's -8 anyway.
I'm not sure.
It's a -8 hours time zone. Now, Gimlick is playing this at 4 a.m. in the morning. This is a massive
Wow.
quarter-final game. He is American, so there is a -8 American somewhere. Then, okay. What's your take on this? Because like, I sort of feel. I mean, Beers will tell you, I used to play in the MML till 3, 4 in the morning. I sometimes was just fighting to keep awake. I mean, I did it with Chelsea Zola on the Xbox, where it's so hard. I mean, do you think it's fair though on Gimlick? I'm gobsmacked that he's playing at that time. I mean, what? I mean, if you're playing against someone who's like -8 hours, how would surely you try and meet in the middle, like say maybe midnight? Maybe midnight
Yeah.
for because I just can't. I'll be surprised if he
Well,
keeps awake. To be honest. Um,
it's a little easier for me because I'm usually up fairly late, so I can play like, for example, you're 5 hours ahead. You
mm,
could play me early in the morning,
yeah,
which is fine for me because that's just late at night for me anyway, and I'm up anyway.
yeah.
Uh, but God, 8 hours at 4 o'clock in the morning, I don't know if he's going to stay awake or get up early. I mean,
Yeah, because I mean that's only 8 p.m. where Demented is.
yeah,
It's easy. I mean, Demented. I've always been a big fanboy of Demented. I love the way he plays Wood Elves, um, and he's gonna be nicely awake. He's gonna be chilled. He's gonna be just in perfect, really. Um, where Gimlick's gonna be fighting fatigue. He's gonna be tired. I've never known Gimlick to play at 4 in the morning, ever. But by the sounds of it, um, there was an issue on Demented side of when he could play it, and Demented said, "Look, I really appreciate Gimli, playing at this time, but whoever wins this gets cash as well."
yeah, it's a big round.
So it's like maybe Gimlick's like, "I've won the championship, I've won the top prize before, so it's like what, I'm if I don't win it, it's no big deal, I suppose." And I know obviously Gimlick's an admin like myself, and I know that obviously we try and go out of our way to make sure it's a good experience for you guys. But I thought 4 a.m. because that game's not going to finish till what 5:30, 6 in the morning if it goes to overtime. And sod's law, most of these will.
Yeah,
Um, I just hope he's not at work because he's going to be just. All I can think of is gone to sleep now and he's wake. He's going to put the alarm on and pray he doesn't wake his missus up and doesn't get killed on live on air. But I know there's been a problem before, but surely if it's a -8, you should be both trying to come to some sort of arrangement. I don't think no one should be playing 4 in the morning. I know I've done it before, but it's always a big of an issue, isn't it?
yeah.
I just don't know if there's anything we can do about it because I was thinking if Gimli can play it and Demented could play it, then it's going to be a toss of a coin or something, and you don't want that. But I mean, how many hours is yours? Is yours a -8 as well? You and
No, I'm 5, I believe.
right, okay. So that's not too bad, I guess. But
Yeah, it's eight
yeah,
o'clock at night here right
yeah.
now.
So yeah, it's not good. It's not good. But hey, there you go. So let's go through these, and we know you're a very good player. We'll see if you're a very good tipster, because people still say my tips are cursed. I don't believe them. I think I tip right. It's just the coach lets me down. Um, so we've got Gimlick, obviously, last try and dead. We just had a look at one undead team against Demented's Wood Elf. So let's have a quick look at these teams. So we'll go with the undead first, wherever they are. Typical I can find only, where are they? There they are. Last try and dead. Now this team's a bit sick, to be fair. Bears I am with Mutt. Mutt is a huge name on the Xbox. He came onto the PS4, got to the semi-final on his first attempt, and is now in the quarterfinals with his Underworld. So yeah, very good player. So last try and dead. Have you seen the stats on this team? Seriously.
Yeah, that's a little. The 4 strength 4s
Yeah. Yeah.
and 2 strength 5. That's fucking almost lizards.
Yeah. With regen.
Yeah,
Yeah.
with regen.
Yeah, and Mystic Ted, who always proclaims he can predict the winner, he's predicted this team to win the full thing. And
It's a
obviously, He's got block on both his mummers as well.
Oh,
Obviously, admins seem to get all the roles. I want to know where mine are because I tell you what, my team's well not that good compared to that. But he's playing at 4 in the morning. Is that gonna cost him? And I suppose for wood elves, they're not really too bothered about the strength, are they? Really, because they were not in it for a big punch up. They're just dodging all over the place. Um, but it's a good team.
yeah.
Let's have a look at the woodies. And this team, this is a typical Demented team where he's lost half his players. But he will get a bit of inducements. So he may get a wizard or something else. And he has got 110k in the bank as well. But he's got 2 agility 5 catchers. Movement 9 catcher as well. And he's got a couple of leapers in there. Who do you think will win this? Who's your money on?
Well, I've played against Demented, and he does play them. What else? Pretty well.
Yep.
It. See, he's probably going to get. Let's see here, 2 journeymen. It's 1,400, so that's 1,720 to 19. He's going to get 180k. He's
Yep.
got 110 in the bank, so there's a wizard guaranteed.
Yep.
I wouldn't put it past the elves to win that.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised.
When I predicted at the beginning of the season, I obviously Mystic Ted went for the undead, and I said, look, he's got a great chance, but if he runs into Demented's elves, he's going out. As much as I want Gimli to do well, he will not beat these, and that's what I said. My only concern with Demented is he's probably going to be running with 11 elves, and if Gimli's smart as he is, he's going to be fouling, he's going to be hitting them, he's got a lot of mighty blow, and the question is how many players will Demented have left? But then again, he's got 1/10ers, he'll have a wizard, he's playing Gimli at 4 in the morning. You know, it's hard to beat anyone, but playing probably one of the best Wood Elf coaches we've got on the PS4, it's a big ask. I don't care how great your team is. So I'm going to go with Bloody Elves because I picked them at the beginning of the season, so I can't change it. Who are you going for?
I think the elves are going to take it too.
Yeah, yeah. I think it's going to be a close one. I think the only way the Elves lose is if they bring the bucket ones or Gimlick is smart and he beats the crap out of most of them. They're all off the pitch.
Because I could easily see it being 2-0 in the first half.
Yeah.
But if the attrition's there, then the undead can still pull it out. Because as long as he is smashing Wood Elves, it won't matter if he goes down by only 2. Now, if it's more than that, I don't see him coming back. But
yeah, I mean, Demented's pretty good playing with 5-6 players, but Gimlick's an ex-champion. He knows, and he's been playing these really well, and it is a souped up team. I mean, the Mummers have got block, they've got break. They're just a good team. I think it's going to be a great game. I'm just a bit concerned fatigue might make him not position. A few of these players might be positioned, like you said, like a square either way.
Yeah.
And if he makes that mistake,
that's all it takes sometimes.
Yeah. And if he makes that mistake against Demented, Demented will make him pay for it. It's as simple as that. Let's go on to your game. You're against the 2-time champion Azawin.
Yeah.
He would be the equivalent to SL Hunter with who he gets all the rolls. Every time I play him, he could have goblins and he'd just beat the living daylights of my armor. The good news for you though is his killer is out. His Mighty Blow, Paladin, Claw Piece is not available. So that is a big, massive boost to you. When you see, I mean, I'm looking at the Chaos Dwarf team now. It's not real scary. I think his 2 bull centers are nicely developed. Especially that blodge break tackle piece. I think I'd be a bit worried about them. But there's only 1 Mighty Blow piece on the team, so it's not the worst Chaos Dwarf team he could have come up against, and obviously his best piece is out. How confident are you against this team? I mean, I'm just going to flick your team up now as well, because obviously the good old Underworld, where I found them.
Well, if my dice show up to the party like they did the first game against the Lizards, I don't think I'll have any problem
Oh
whatsoever.
yeah, that was a sick game. You
Oh,
just
it
punched his
was
lights out.
ridiculous. Yeah. When my lineman killed that Saurus, it was like I was like, oh, this is not going to go well for him at all.
Yeah. And to be fair to him, he's stuck in there really well, doesn't he? As well,
Oh
did
yeah,
Elizabeth
yeah.
play.
He played it out.
But I mean,
Uh,
looking at your team. But what's all this? Movement nan thrower, two agility four goblin. Sorry, agility four goblin, agility four skaven. You've got a very nice killer. He's back. You've got claw on your troll as well.
yeah,
The only slight negative is obviously you're the high TV of the two. So if he wants to spend any of
yeah.
his
It's kind
cash
of
flow,
shocking.
yeah, yeah. We've got 14 players, so you've got three on the bench. Obviously, you can foul if you wish. Um,
Oh, I will.
yeah. So you've got two nice runners, and yeah, I'm looking at this team. I'm thinking, you know what? You're definitely talent-wise, you're just as good as ours when I think personally. So that doesn't worry me the slightest. What I like is you've got two claw pieces, and
Yeah,
if they start taking a few dwarfs off, he's in a world of trouble. Um, I'm predicting you to win this. I'm predicting you to win. I'm thinking the Underworld's going to go to the semis. You played the mixed, well, you played your team well, but you played these very well. I think the concern for yourself is to try and keep that killer, hit and run tactics, hit, run, um, and if he can just keep punching and the troll can do a few things, you've got the tools to beat him. And that movement, Nan, scare and thrower, he is sick, as the young
yeah.
dudes say. Um, so I'm gonna go with you to win this. I presume you're picking yourself.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes. But I am a little worried about all that tackle he's got.
yeah, you would.
My
Yeah, of
my poor
course.
goblins.
Yeah, but if your killers get rid of melee doors, you never know. You just never know. I mean, the concern to me is obviously he's got the high, you've got the highest TV, so he will be able to use his cash.
Yeah,
I mean, you can as well, but he just gets what you spend.
yeah. He's just going to get more.
Yeah, the third game is an interesting one. Dark Elves have an amazing record on the PS4, an unbelievable record. And again, Gardley regarded as probably one of the better coaches, if not the best in the MML, was the big private league. And he just cruised past the top seed last round. He didn't break sweat, and he's through, and he's got 1670 TV. He's now against another kill team, and the team on paper isn't now special. Nice agility 5 leaping blitzer, and he's got a nice witch elf with strip ball and tackle and wrestle. Um, uh, have you played? Did you play Guy the last season? I don't think you did you? In the
Uh,
playoffs,
not 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 in the playoffs. I played this team though twice during the ladder,
right? And what did you
and I
think?
lost both games.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
played him with my underworld. I
yeah.
just could not. I one game I broke his armor 18 times. I just could not get the guys off the pitch.
Crikey. Yeah, I'm just
Yeah.
looking
Oh,
now.
I was beating on him, fouling him, doing what I always do with the underworld. I just could not remove him, and then he, did what else do, took
And
the ball
score.
and
Yeah.
yeah, went to the end zone.
Yeah, and the thing is as well is, I mean, he's gonna have quite a bit of inducements. He's only got 50k in the bank, but he's 16, 17. I do believe Shagrath's Nagel. No, Shagrath's an interesting sort because he's a very good coach, but he does like to get drunk when he plays. So he does do the odd thing, and drinking and playing Blood Bowl is fun, but it can get you into all sorts of trouble. Last season
Yes.
with his vampires against Durant, he had it won, and then he got bloodlust, and he was so off his tits that he decided not to bite a thrall and actually just dropped the ball on the floor, went off the pitch, and obviously the Oaks were like, really, really, seriously, picked the ball up and won it in overtime. So that's always a concern with Shagrath, but he's a good coach and he's got some decent players. I just thought for the TV of 2000, this team, I would want more for my buck, shall we say? Um, he's got a
Yeah.
he's got Paladin Killer. What's good? He's got a nice Pestigo. He's got another Mighty Blow claw piece with tackle. But it's a decent team. But when I saw the TV value 2,000, like Jesus Christ, that's a lot of TV for what you've got. Um, I'm just seeing if his his big nasty beast of Nagel's got blocks. So he's got a nice beast of Nagel. When I looked at both these teams, I thought this was a really tough, really tough one to call. So I'm going to ask you to call it first because I have no idea.
Man, that's a tough call. Fucking Nurgle can be such a pain in the butt to play
Yeah,
against.
all that disturbing presence as well.
Yeah, yeah, that's gonna probably throw a wrinkle in the elf game.
Mm,
Uh, yeah, 2000 TV against
1670 or something.
1670. So that's a wizard.
That's 330
Man,
plus 15 is bank. 380 he's got
yeah,
maximum.
he's got 11 men. My heart says the Nurgle's gonna win, but my head probably I'm gonna have to lean towards the Dark Elves. I
Yeah.
think they're gonna actually win that one.
Oh, it's a tough one because oh gosh, Gardley. I don't like going against Gardley. I really don't like going against him. And then I know if I pick Shagrath, he's gonna be off his rocker. He's gonna do crazy shit. I'm like, oh my god, I can't believe I tipped you. If I don't tip him, he'll be stone cold sober and do really well. Um, I think like with